Hi, I'm Victoria, and the technology website or application that I chose to use was one that I found a pre-AP math teacher use with her 8th graders when I was observing her in Conroe for my observation hours, and I thought it was so cool because the students were really involved. They got to use iPads as a group, and they were really involved because of course it's technology and it's a competition, a healthy competition, and it also helps the teachers see how the students are doing. So it's kind of like a formative assessment, but it's a secret because the kids don't know they're kind of taking a test. It's called Quizzes, and whenever you go to the Quizzes website, a teacher can either log in and create their own account, and from then on they can either create their own quiz or they can choose a category of pre-made quizzes that are already done by all sorts of teachers, and there's so many different options. You can, whenever the teacher is ready for the quiz, they just click on it and they click play live, and then the students have to go on their iPads and they have to enter this code right here on their iPad. Okay, and after the teacher has created her game or chosen a topic that she wants to use, she goes over to the students and click join a game. And they have to type in the code, the 6-digit code that was given to the teacher on the main computer screen, 908. After that, the students have to enter their name, and it will give them an avatar. And after that, the quiz is ready to begin, and it can either be Okay, and as the students are taking the game, they will be given multiple answer choices so they can see which ones they need to choose from. The quizzes can be however long the teacher prefers. And whenever the game is over, you can see there will be a list of multiple students, and the teacher will be able to see what student got what questions wrong and what students got what questions right, and where they were having trouble with the material that was being taught. It can be any subject, and this is really helpful because it helps a teacher see what aspects she may need to go over again or where her students are really excelling. And it's good because it really gets the kids involved and they really put forth a lot of effort because it's also fun and informative, and it's also a great way to study, and it could also be used as an exit ticket. Like what group ever wins, whichever student gets the most questions right can leave class first. It's a great way for a teacher to get feedback and assessment of how her students are doing in her class, and fun for the students also.
Hi, my name is Mallory Gilbert, and for my technology project, I'm going to use Class Dojo, which is an app on your iPhone or iPad that will benefit teachers, students, and their parents. So what it does is the teacher goes in and creates an account, and they list all of their students that they have, and it'll help them with giving points for students since students respond so well to praise. It'll give them points if they're on task, if they're doing well with their work and assignments. It'll give them, it'll negative their points if they need it, if they're out of their seat doing something they're not supposed to be doing. It'll do attendance for the class, and you can also leave notes for the students. Now, how it'll benefit the parents is the parents can go in and they can look at whatever the teacher is doing. They can look at if the student was there, maybe they skipped class, don't know. If they were doing well in class, if they're doing bad in class, because you know students tend to
Also, another great benefit is the parents can text the teachers if they need to, say little Johnny is bus rider, there you go, simple text, or they can text them saying how they're doing for the day, how's it going, just little stuff like that that'll help out the parents.
Now, what I'm going to show you is the actual app and how to use it. Now, the teacher's going to go in, create an account, and then I did a demo class, and I have multiple students, and here is the whole class altogether has 8 points. And so I've given each student, I can go in, I can say they're working hard, they're on task, they're participating, or I can go to needs work, which they're off task, taking out talking out of turn or unprepared. Now say I give Ashley on task point. There, she gets a point. And then teacher can do whatever they want, whether they want to give student with the highest points at the end of the week, some kind of prize or something like that. And here I could go to attendance, say Cameron is absent for the day, and save attendance. And here are the class story, which is just, here's just posts. These are great for the parents. It's like Facebook, where the teacher can go in and post pictures and what they're doing for the day. And then here's messages. The parents can go in, message the teachers if they need to, how are they doing, and here's notifications for the teacher. It's a great tool for everyone involved, and it really helps out with the parents and teachers.
Shelby Consort, and the technology that I chose was Seesaw. It's a learning journal that keeps track of all of your students' work all together, so they can go back throughout the year and keep looking at it to see like what they need to improve on, and then it also gives the teacher the ability to go back and look through all of their other work as well. It's a free app on all devices, and there's also a parent website you can go to, and it's on your computer. It's like a one-time code, like you can go into it, and so you can see all of your students' work throughout the year. And then it's also like a good tool for if you want to flip your classroom, like you can put a video on there, and then the student and their parent at home can go on there, watch the video, so they can be prepared to do the work the next day in class. It's also a good tool because if the student doesn't understand what is going on, they can ask their parent to watch the video with them and try to help them understand. The way the app works is you can have like you as a teacher can put an assignment on the board as to what you want the students to do, and they can go in and draw like what they're supposed to do or put a voice recording. This student they were learning about the trees and everything, so they went outside, took a picture of a tree and labeled it so the teacher could see that they understood what they were learning. Another good thing with this app is that the students or the teacher can leave comments as to what they thought about it or what the students need to improve on, and so the student can go back and look at it, and so they can see themselves what they need to improve on and what they are doing good on. Another thing they can do is if you're learning a math lesson about measurement, you can give them a certain amount of cubes and tell them to go around the room and find something that's longer than those 5 cubes and stick it up against the wall or whatever their item is, and have them record their voice as to like what is longer than, just like this student here did.
The wall is longer than 5 cubes.
Another benefit with this app is that you have immediate access to what they are doing inside class. So you can have them work in groups together to do their work, but then their answers can be differently along with the app, so they can share iPads, and then a teacher can add a video or a drawing or a link or just anything that they want the students to do, and they can go and do it and then do the work that goes along with it. I will definitely be using this app in my classroom one day because it's great for the parents, the students, and the teacher to all be on the same page, and for them to be able to look back at what they have done and reflect on what they need to do better.
Hi, I'm Amy Rivera, and my technology tool that I chose to use was the Second Grade Frenzy app that is available on iPhones and iPads for students, teachers, and parents. This app gives students the ability to practice different skills like math or reading, and it basically just asks them questions and they answer, and they can interact with other students all across the world, just competing asking questions and see who gets the most correct. And it's a fun way for them to study and advance their knowledge in these areas. So when you open up the app, this is the main page that you come to. Learning Center, Single Frenzy, Multi-Frenzy, Video and Lessons, and Request a Tutor. So if you click on Learning Frenzy, you get to choose from a variety of subjects. And let's say we click Reading. It takes you to all these levels, and you can't go to the next level until you've passed the first one. If a book is called Cities in Russia, what is most likely the main location of the book? So then the student would pick the answer. And there are about 10 questions to all of these subjects until you can reach the next level. And then if we go to Single Frenzy allows you to play with other students across the world. So right now it's looking for players around the world. You can't actually talk to the other students, you just play the game with the other students. So right now I have in Canada Natalie Q, who has this many points and is a level 1, which is what I am. And so we can play against Natalie to see who has the best knowledge. So I recommend this app to parents, students, and teachers because it's a great accessory for them to have on their phones. They can practice it when they're in the car on their way to their grandparents for a visit, or they can even practice it at school when they have downtime and they
Hello, my name is Tim Honeycutt, and the technology app that I chose would be Quizlet. Quizlet is a great tool for students and teachers. It's a great study guide tool that students can use to create flashcards. They could also use it to take practice tests, practice quizzes. Teachers could use it for formative assessment so that they could see where their kids at. You can tell where your kids are basically by who misses what question, who misses these quiz questions that allow you to tell where they are. So Quizlet is an app, could be used either as an app or on a phone or actually on the computer. What I've done is through my tutoring that I've done, I've already created a couple of quizzes and chapter things for one of my kids and his vocabulary. Well, if we click on one of these, it opens up the vocabulary and it has all the words that we have added and typed in. If you look at the +1 on the side, that is what tells me what the kid has already taken the test and which ones they've gotten right and which ones they got them wrong. So if I wanted to make flashcards, I'd just click on the flashcards tab. It would bring me to the flashcards, and I could scroll through, I could print these, I could do these electronically. Either way, it doesn't matter. If I want to learn, it creates a study guide where I could hear the audio, I could see where I'm at, I can just use whatever I need. If I want to take a test, it brings up different kinds of tests. It's short answer, it's multiple choice, it's matching, because you don't ever know what your teacher's actually going to use on a test. And then we have games. We have a scatter game that just scatters out all over. Something similar, you just match this word to that word, and so on and so on. And if I play Gravity, Gravity is a game also. It's like asteroids. You're just using this to protect the planets from the asteroids. So it becomes fun for the kids also to use. So I definitely think that Quizlet is a good app for teachers and students to learn and use in a classroom so that they could practice their study skills, because in the day and age we live in, everything is student driven. You learn what you put into it, and so I think that this tool is a great tool for students to use. It doesn't necessarily have to be used for just vocabulary words or just for English or history. It can be used for anything. The best thing about Quizlet is a lot of teachers already use it, and so majority of the quizzes are already up on there. So you just have to research the topic that you're using and you will find it. So these were just a few of the technology tools that we found and liked and we would like to use in our classrooms when we become teachers. These are not by any means the only apps or tools that you could use. These are just a few that we thought would really benefit the students and would benefit us as teachers going forward.